Welcome back. You're still with Reporter's Diary on CNBC TV18. It's now time for the Grant Thornton annual deal tracker, and we have with us Harish HV, who is a partner at the Grant Thornton India office. Thank you so much, Harish, for joining in from Bangalore. You know, my first question is, what really was the deal activity like in 2014? Compared to 2013, 2012, there were multiple areas of issues when you see the regulatory framework, when you see markets. How was the overall outlook?
Right. I think 2014, in comparison with the last few years, we can call a blockbuster year. We had almost $50 billion of deals. And I remember when we first launched this publication, Dealtracker, in 2005, we had just about 16 billion. So in about 10 years, we've grown from a market of $16 billion worth of deals to 50 billion, which is a huge jump. Shows that M&A is now a part and parcel of corporate strategy in India. The second big thing that we are seeing is a huge growth in private equity activity, which has grown from something less than $1 billion in 2005 to almost $12 billion this year. Again, a huge jump. And if you look at it over the years, over the last 10 years, we can count nearly $90 billion of private equity coming into this country. That's the second big thing. The third big thing is, again, a bounce back of cross-border deals, both inbound and outbound, which accounts for almost half the total value of deals. So these are the highlights. And again, if you look at from a sector perspective, we are talking of the same sectors, tech, pharma, and to some extent the natural resources and financial services.
Harish, you mentioned cross-border activity, and as per your report, the outbound deals in 2014 stood at 117 deals worth $9 billion. This, though, is down by around 35%, if I'm correct. So the surge in activity has come in inbound or outbound or domestic deals?
Yeah, there's a lot more inbound than outbound. If you look at the Indian history of inbound, outbound deals, in 2005-06, we had more inbound than outbound. Then it flipped. We saw a lot of outbound activity, but again, it's flipped back to more inbound. We see outbound again coming up with a surge in optimism. It had dipped with the general mood in India where optimism was a little low. And also, I think there was a little bit of over-enthusiasm in doing outbound in the 2007-08 era. There were some mistakes, people lost money, and therefore there was a little bit of slowdown. I can see again interest in outbound, with particularly in the tech sector and the pharma sector, and again including the manufacturing sector.
Okay, so possibly in 2014 we could see an uptick of outbound deals. Thank you so much, Harish, for speaking to us. Unfortunately, it's time to wrap up this edition of Reporter's Diary. Thank you so much for watching. Stay tuned to CNBC TV18 for much more news, and have a great evening.